The scene began like any typical royal public relations event, meticulously crafted and flawlessly executed. Meghan Markle, adorned in glamorous attire, walked down the aisle of an American Airlines flight, beaming at passengers as if she were starring in a lifestyle advertisement. She even took the time to write a heartfelt thank you note to the flight crew. Cameras clicked, fans admired her, and it appeared to be a harmless photo opportunity. However, unbeknownst to everyone, this cheerful moment was merely a façade. While Meghan played the role of the friendly traveler at 30,000 feet, turmoil was brewing behind the scenes, particularly with British Airways. A flight attendant from a royal tour flight decided to speak out, remaining anonymous but credible, revealing information that could potentially undermine the Sussex narrative. She claimed that Meghan exhibited no emotional connection to her baby during a long-haul flight, showing no interaction or bonding, leaving all responsibilities to the nanny. What raised eyebrows further was the assertion that the baby did not respond to Meghan at all. While one unusual incident could be attributed to fatigue or stress, this was not an isolated occurrence. It added to a growing theory that had circulated since 2019, that Meghan Markle may not have given birth to her children at all. Enter DL, a woman whose identity remains concealed but whose allegations are sending shockwaves through royal gossip circles. She claims to have been hired as a surrogate for Meghan, not just once but twice, for both Archie and Lilibet. According to DL, the process resembled a plot from a conspiracy thriller. She was transported to a secret location, cut off from communication, and given strict orders: deliver the babies, sign a non-disclosure agreement, and disappear. There were no contracts or legal surrogacy filings, just silence. Initially, DL complied, but after allegedly being ghosted by Meghan following the second birth, she decided to break her silence. DL claims to possess videos from the compound, ultrasound images, and hospital records that align with the timelines of Archie and Lilibet's births. She is even willing to undergo a DNA test, boldly stating, "Test me. Test them. Let's see who's lying." If her story ended there, it would already be enough to ignite a media frenzy. However, the situation becomes even more bizarre. Remember the viral video from Meghan's pregnancy days, where her belly appeared to fold in on itself as she bent down? Initially dismissed as a strange camera angle or wardrobe malfunction, this clip has resurfaced in light of DL's claims, with many suggesting it was the moment the illusion began to unravel. Additionally, the peculiar manner in which Meghan and Harry released baby photos, strategic angles, blurry images, and a notable lack of full-face shots, has drawn scrutiny. Observant viewers pointed out that the hands in one of the photos did not appear to belong to Meghan, as the skin tone and nail shape did not match. There are also allegations that Meghan did not attend the hospital for Lilibet's birth, instead appearing afterwards solely for press photographs. Initially, these were merely internet theories, but DL's assertions have made them harder to dismiss. If DL's claims hold any truth, the entire Sussex narrative could collapse. This situation transcends personal deception. It touches on royal succession, titles, and constitutional legitimacy. Meghan's carefully curated image as a devoted mother and public victim is now under intense scrutiny. The British Airways whistleblower was not the only one revealing secrets. Following the leak of DL's story, other insiders began to come forward, albeit cautiously, providing just enough detail to stoke the flames of controversy. A royal aide reportedly indicated that the palace had been concerned for years about the absence of medical documentation regarding Meghan's pregnancies. While everything was publicly downplayed, behind closed doors, there were whispers, meetings, and contingency plans. DL's evidence is not limited to medical records. She possesses time-stamped footage of herself visibly pregnant in a secured facility, which she claims was arranged by the Sussex team. In one video, she lies on a medical bed, clearly fatigued, while murmuring the date and location into the camera. Her pregnancy is unmistakable. Another clip shows her holding a newborn, softly crying as a masked nurse attends to her. If the metadata on these videos is verified, it could spell disaster for Harry and Meghan. Notably, DL is not seeking financial gain. She has reportedly turned down multiple offers from tabloids, preferring to maintain control over her narrative. She claims her decision to go public stemmed from Meghan's attempts to erase her existence entirely. No acknowledgement, no gratitude, just silence and broken promises. What ultimately pushed DL to speak out was witnessing Meghan's recent interviews, where she tearfully discussed motherhood and her experiences with the press. DL felt as though she was watching someone else take credit for her life. Meanwhile, Meghan's public relations team ramped up their efforts. Within hours of the British Airways leak, they released a flurry of heartwarming family content online, including videos of the children playing in the garden and a sentimental blog post about motherhood and resilience. However, astute followers were not convinced. They noticed discrepancies, such as a child who was supposed to be Lilibet not resembling either Meghan or Harry in terms of eye shape or hair color. Reddit threads exploded with comparisons, dissecting photos and pointing out inconsistencies. The timing of Meghan's surprise appearance on the American Airlines flight coincided suspiciously with the leak. It was not merely a casual boarding. Every moment was meticulously documented. Her note to the crew, her stroll down the aisle, and her interactions with flight attendants were all captured. This was not just travel. It was a full-scale image overhaul. However, instead of shifting the narrative, it prompted deeper investigation. One viral comment questioned, "If everything is real, why is she trying so hard to convince us?" As a result, the cracks in the Sussex fairy tale began to widen. Inside Buckingham Palace, sources indicated that the legal team was reviewing succession laws. Archie and Lilibet currently hold royal titles, but if they were not legally born to Meghan and there is no documented surrogacy agreement, it could lead to a constitutional crisis. Titles might be revoked, and their place in the royal line could be jeopardized. This situation is not merely family drama. It has significant implications for governance. Harry's role in this unfolding drama remains uncertain. Some believe he was complicit, while others think he was manipulated, trapped in a narrative he could not escape. What is evident is that he has remained silent, and in this silence, there is a sense of complicity. The chaos has triggered a state of panic in Montecito. Meghan's team is reportedly scrutinizing every former staff member, every email, and every potential misstep that could resurface. If DL proceeds with a public test or formal complaint, the Sussexes are not merely facing negative press. They could be confronted with legal repercussions. A legal storm is brewing, and those close to the situation are acutely aware of it. Meghan's legal team is working frantically to preempt DL's potential DNA test, quietly reaching out to various labs in an attempt to block or delay any public testing. Insiders suggest that they are not trying to disprove the claims. Rather, they are attempting to buy time. Behind the scenes, urgent meetings are taking place around the clock, not only in Montecito but also in London. Senior palace advisors are reportedly urging King Charles to intervene before the situation spirals further out of control. One advisor allegedly warned, "If we don't take control of this narrative, the monarchy might lose control of the line." This crisis is not just about scandal. It is about protocol. The royal family has operated under centuries of rigid traditions, but nothing in the rulebook addresses a situation of this magnitude. The palace's silence, once perceived as dignified, is now interpreted as panic. Back in California, the atmosphere has shifted. Meghan, typically composed and strategic, is reportedly becoming unhinged. Staff members describe her as snapping at assistants, obsessing over social media discussions, and demanding emergency media strategy sessions at odd hours. One former aide claims she broke down in tears after viewing a TikTok montage that compared DL's pregnancy videos to her own footage from royal appearances. The similarities were too striking, too specific, and no public relations campaign could erase that side-by-side comparison. Companies that once eagerly sought to partner with Meghan are now distancing themselves. A luxury baby brand that had previously announced a collaboration has quietly removed all promotional materials. A publishing deal related to her motherhood journey is reportedly on hold, and fashion brands are stepping back, with one executive stating, "We can't attach our name to a story this volatile." Meanwhile, Harry has retreated into seclusion. Friends report that he has become withdrawn, avoiding calls and distancing himself from longtime allies. Some suspect he has known about DL for longer than he has admitted, and the weight of guilt is catching up with him. Others believe he remains in denial, hoping the noise will fade if he simply remains silent. However, silence is no longer a protective shield. It is being interpreted as complicity. DL's next move is being closely monitored. She has received offers from lawyers, networks, and publishers, but thus far she has declined every proposal. Sources close to her indicate that she is considering one option only: a live, third-party supervised DNA test. No media spectacle, no grand reveal, just the facts. She is not seeking fame. She wants the truth to be known. If the test results validate her claims, it will not only shake the Sussexes but could also reverberate through the monarchy itself. Royal historians have begun to weigh in on the implications of this situation. One historian noted that if there is no legal proof of Meghan giving birth and no documented surrogacy, Archie and Lilibet could be removed from the line of succession entirely, not just unofficially, but through formal documentation. This would entail stripping titles, revoking privileges, and eliminating inheritance rights. The stakes are no longer about personal choices. They are about constitutional integrity. If Meghan fabricated an entire narrative of motherhood to secure titles and influence, that constitutes fraud on a royal scale, with potentially permanent repercussions. Public trust, already fragile, could shatter. Future scrutiny over royal births may become mandatory. For the Sussex children, life will never be the same. DL has stated that she is not motivated by revenge. She simply wants to stop being erased. "Those kids deserve the truth," she reportedly told a friend. And so does the public. The unfolding events could redefine the royal legacy, not through crowns or ceremonies, but through DNA, evidence, and the unveiling of a long-held secret.